Okay, I was going to say these pregnancy cravings, but they're not pregnancy cravings, they're period cravings. I was like, oh no, I'm not about to get trapped out here. But yeah, it's that, I don't know, it's the week leading up to the period. My God, this double chin. Um, it's like a week leading up to the period. I can just, or a week and a half, when I can just feel that I'm gorging and just eating like just all the food. Okay, all right, cool. All the food, all the stuff, like all just everywhere. It's just I'm going somewhere for dinner, somewhere for lunch. Like just terrible. I have a terrible gluttonous, excuse me, side to me, as you can see about this double chin. But yeah, I had a taste for McDonald's nuggets. I don't know what that is, because I really like Wendy's nuggets. So this is such a fat conversation. Okay, I like Wendy's nuggets, but don't like the fries. I like the fries from Burger King, but don't really care for the nuggets. I don't really care for the fries from McDonald's, but then I like the nuggets. Like the fries are okay, but the fries, McDonald's fries, I think they're just the worst out of the bunch in terms of like, no, Wendy's is the worst for me. The best fries overall for me are Checkers. But Checkers is so salty. Like the sodium is out of this world. Like, so if you want to like go take a step, maybe Popeyes, because like they're kind of similar to me. Somebody in the comments were like, bitch, what? They're kind of similar to me. All right, cool. Then we have like Chick-fil-A waffle fries. I like them. They're not the best when they get cold. And so like it's so sad because it's like all these places you can get like individual items for me based on my taste, but not a real cohesive like meal. I wish they did like fries at like Panera. Like they do chips, right? But they don't do fries that I know of. No, they don't do fries. They do pizzas. And the pizza's pretty good. It was like something about their sauce, I think, that was sweet though, that kind of threw me off. I don't like a sweet pizza sauce either. So, yeah. But I'm just like thinking about all these like food things. I do want to like cook more. It's just I actually really have to clean out the kitchen. That's another thing. So I have to like go through stuff and really start clearing it out. Sorry, I'm just gonna and start clearing it out because I don't use a lot of the tools. So my grandmother, like a lot of people, would just buy like random stuff, like random like things that you would need for the kitchen, but like never used any of them because like surprise, she didn't really cook like that. So I'm here and I kind of cook like that, but it's just like if I get home and I'm tired, if it's not like today is a Friday, so Friday, Saturday, and maybe a Sunday, maybe leaning into a Monday, I might want to cook. Other than that, like Wednesday kind of, but it's the days that I'm generally off. Then I feel like it. I don't really feel like, yeah. Cause I have like a job that I just work part-time cause I'm a student worker. So, I just, do I really need to like cook my lunch or anything? Not really. Because I'm only there for 4 hours, so chips and a juice will suffice. Like, and then maybe like after that, maybe like Subway, usually use like a coupon or something. So it's like, okay, whatever. I can see if I worked 8-hour shift. Because I used to order a lot of food. It's just like, oh man, like that's gonna be it. That's my vice. That's my main vice. But I do think I want to like cook more. I'm getting interested in postpartum cooking. And I don't know what that means in terms of my career because I definitely want to go back to school for something not related to that. But postpartum cooking or like cooking in general is becoming like a thing that maybe I would want to explore. I don't know if I want to explore it as like a damn business because the food business is very tough, and it's not even like regulations or anything like that. I feel like you can get regulations, you can get permits and shit like that. Like, I don't really feel like to get permits and stuff like that is like that hard. And I'm not saying it as someone who has the experience. It's just I've become a pharmacy technician, I've become a massage therapist. Like, licensing and paying for licenses and shit like that, like, is not a problem for me, because I've gone through so many like different stages of my life where like I had to take tests, and then like, so I'm not like, oh my god, like that's a thing. It's just the maintenance of that, and then always having to be on, especially if you're doing it, always having to be on is like a thing. And I don't know if I want it to be a thing. Like, so also, I don't necessarily cook a lot of meats. That's where I be going wrong with the meats, I ain't gonna lie. Cause I be like, oh, it's undersalted, and then I kind of realize, like, as it cooks down and the water leaves the thing, whatever salt you put in there, if you oversalt it, like, it's gonna be perceived as saltier, because like all of that stuff is cooking down, right? So all the liquid is kind of cooking out, so what you're left with is like that salt. So it'll be going left over here for the meats. The sides, not too much, like, not too much on me. But I can like cook sides, but I can't necessarily cook meats quite yet. And a restaurant really needs them. I could just be a sides. I got a little. I got a name. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah. So, that's so funny. But, yeah, like, I really am, like, considering cooking and stuff like that. I just know that industry is just very hard to get into, hard to stay in. It can be very physically taxing. And then the finances behind it is like food. Yes, people pay for food, but people also kind of don't value it either. They don't value like someone making their food for them either. Like, at the end of the day, like, you're going out for an experience. Now, is the food like the great? I don't know. Because I was watching somebody and they were just like, because they can cook, they're like, everything is just disappointing. It's just like, I don't know. Don't come to spaces with that like mindset, because you're always going to be disappointed. Like, you're always going to be disappointed, right? If you come to the mindset of like, well, I can cook better than that, like, well, then just keep cooking at home. If you want to be a hermit and be inside, then do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, nobody's asking you to come out. But yeah, like, going to different spots and stuff like that, like, being consistent, I think, would be something that would have to be a thing if I were to pursue it. I don't know. I'm like really considering it, because for me, the postpartum space though would be the space that I'm more interested in, because I just think that postpartum, no, I don't have any kids, but I think the postpartum experience is one that I think gets overlooked. Like, especially for the doula space, it feels like most people are like birth doulas because of the obstetric kind of like trauma that you can face, especially within the US, right? Other places around the world be trying to be like, oh, like, our like systems are great, and it's like, I've watched some things about people like they're doing C-sections and like the power goes out, but like that's not like an issue. People pick and choose when they want to be anti-American about certain things, but it's just like, I don't know, like. But the postpartum situation, I think, in the U.S., I think culturally, for me, I'm African American, I think we can do a little bit better and a little bit more, because there's a lot of people that I think need like nutrition postpartum. Like, they need nutrition postpartum. Something also, like, I do Instacart, And it's very interesting because to me, it's kind of like I collect data on like what people buy. And I'm not saying like postpartum, like I know that this is postpartum person, but I see what people buy, I see what I buy, and I make mental notes of like, wow, like this is what people buy, this is what people buy, and this is what people buy in different areas, zip codes. I'm very fascinated about that. So I was like very interested in geography when I was in my 20s. Side note, I was going to get my master's in geography. It was more leaning towards like cultural spaces, but I think now I'm interested in like urban design, urban planning, not necessarily planning it, but how things are planned and how that plan affects your life. I'm very, this double chin there's been some effects on my life. Whether it's the placement, like urban sprawl or suburban sprawl or scarcity or stuff like that, like those are things that I'm very interested in. Because I'm very observant about those kind of things and just like interested. And so those are my plans going forward. I am choosing to go back to school, not necessarily for this, like a degree. I don't see myself being a nutritionist, a dietitian, or anything like that. I'm be real one-on-one work with people in that capacity. It may not be as interesting to me, but definitely postpartum, I think it's a space where people need a lot of nurturance. And I think being a pharmacy technician, having been that for 4 years, having been a massage therapist for 6 months, I understand interacting with people in the body and health and what that means for me in terms of my own health journey, but what that means for other people. And I think that a lot of people don't have as much of a support system as people think, especially postpartum. I think if you don't have family or friends, now this is where the US, I think culture does mess you up. I don't think we're as individualistic as people think, and I don't think that the family structure across the board in the US is as fractured as we think. I think other cultures outside of the US love to say that, but like having met people from other cultures, I realized that their family situations are so toxic. Because not all, but a lot are very toxic in ways that Americans would never conceive of being that, like, that this is acceptable. This toxicity is acceptable. Never, like, talking to people in college, my job. So, yeah. But the postpartum situation, I think, needing help is one thing I think that maybe could be explored, done a little bit more, helping people recover, because 6 weeks ain't gonna do it. Because my theory is that you're forever postpartum. Like, it doesn't matter if you like heal up after 6 weeks or 6 months. Like, you're forever post baby. So it doesn't matter if 10 years down the line you're still postpartum, right? You're still post this experience, this C-section, this vaginal birth. Like, like you're still post whatever this experience is. So I just bring those thoughts and I'm thinking about it as I prepare, I think, for my own like menstruation, like cycle. These are the things I'm thinking about as I like rummage through as I go through all these restaurants and all this food and shit like that. But just thinking about interests and where to go next and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.